and welcome to the Daily Mill for the 11th of November 2025. How are we all doing? Nice, good to hear. Now, today was match day for the under 21s, but there was a fair old few first team players involved. I know because I watched some of the game on Millwall TV. Did any of you watch it? Pretty decent, to be fair. Pretty decent. So home win for Millwall's under 21s. Yeah, they won 3-1. Millwall under 21s were 3-1 winners over AFC Bournemouth in the Professional Development League on Tuesday afternoon. AJ Matthews with 2 and Ben Drake hit the target as the Cherries' late goal acted as no more than consolation. Matthews opened the scoring 28 minutes in as he turned home Danny McNamara's cross before the striker doubled his and Mill's tally later in the first half as Drake's cross was headed home. So 2-0 at half time. Not bad. Early in the second half, Drake made his way into the penalty area to thrash home Mill's third underneath the grasp of the goalkeeper. The visitors reduced the deficit 20 minutes from time, but the Lions saw the game out from there to claim 3 solid points. McNamara played the full 90 minutes. Danny McNamara, I must say, his leg muscles are looking well defined. Good to see. Played the full 90 minutes as he continued his road to recovery following a long-term injury, with Zach Lovelace playing 62 minutes. Next up for Millwall's under 21s is the visit of Queen's Park Rangers on Friday afternoon, kick-off at 1:30pm, and that is set to be held at Calmont Road Training Ground. The team was as follows: Lindner, McNamara, Drake, Mansour, Grant, that's Kamal Grant, Dyer, Lovelace, yes, he's still alive and still at the club, Bangor Williams, Langstaff, Matthews and Howland. And the subs were Niddicombe, who's the goalkeeper, Whitby, Frankie Baker, Harry Taylor and Beaumont. I know Frankie Baker and Beaumont came on. I'm not sure if any of the other subs came on. If they did, it probably would have been Whitby, I would imagine. Harry Taylor's centre back. I'm not sure if he played. And obviously the goalkeeper, I don't think he came on. So there you go. Got some photos from that game today. This is from millfc.co.uk, the club's official website, match gallery from SC16. Let's take a look at a selection of the images from the den below. And there's Zach Lovelace in orange shoes on the right, Bangor Williams there, Ben Drake, and you can see the crowd there. Although AJ Matthews, Jack Howland, Macaulay Langstaff. Interesting to see him play. Obviously, he came off the bench at the weekend. Did he feel a bit rusty? Did he feel like, maybe I should play in the under 21s? Was it his idea? Was it the management? Interesting how that came about. Obviously, there's the goal. So they don't have a sponsor. Are they sponsored by a betting company, I would imagine? That's why they don't have the sponsors on the under 21s kits, I'd imagine. That's Ben Drake there, a left back. You do wonder, next season, we're going to keep Joe Bryan, or we got Zach Sturge? Do we give Ben Drake a chance to be the number 2? Left back. See, Alfie Doughty's still here. I imagine, is his contract for more than 1 year? I would imagine it is. So Alfie Doughty, left back. They can play further forward, outside left, also left wing. So that's interesting. And there's Danny McNamara, Jack Howland, Kamal Grant. And there's the crowd again. Although, could you call that a crowd? It's not really a lot of people there. But it was on Millwall TV. So there you go. We're back around. A nice little summary here from southernnews.co.uk about, these injured players coming back. So Millwall defender plays full 90 minutes for the under 21s. I believe this is his third under 21 game in a row. He went to Bristol City. I think he played a bit in the game before that, and he played in this game. Danny McNamara continues to build up his match fitness after completing 90 minutes for the under-21s. Kevin Nugent's side beat AFC Bournemouth under-21s 3-1 at the Den today, behind a double from AJ Matthews and a strike from Ben Drake. McNamara assisted Matthews' opener with a low cross into the box. Reece Bangor, Williams, Kamal Grant, Macaulay Langstaff and Zach Lovelace also started. McNamara is still building towards a first-team return after requiring surgery on a serious knee injury suffered in January. The fullback returned to full training last month and featured against Charlton Athletic under-21s on October 28th, playing 57 minutes. A week later, McNamara played 75 minutes against Bristol City under-21s. So yeah, this is his third under-21 game in a row. And like I said, so there is one on Friday. Is that pushing it a bit too much? Maybe. But then the next one is next Friday. And we'll get into that in the next story. Lovelace is also building up his fitness after undergoing surgery on his knee, going under the knife in February, shortly after rejoining the club. The forward completed 62 minutes against the Cherries before being replaced by Frankie Baker. And yeah, I think that was a pre-programmed substitution. And again, Frankie Baker, what a little hound. He just goes at players. He's just right little scrapper, Frankie Baker. Right little scrapper. I love watching him. Right little scrapper. So yeah, let's move on to this. What? So, as if you see here, two wins in a row now, which is good to see. Obviously bolstered by reinforcements from the first team squad coming back from injury. What that means now is we're up to 14th with 12 points in this combined table, but it doesn't really work out like that because I think we just have to finish in the top 8 of the Southern section, but there is no Southern section. They've just merged everyone together, so you just count down the Southern teams, and once you get to 8, if you're one of them 8, you go through to the next stage, the knockout stage. So yeah, there's the game on Friday against QPR, and we actually have a game in hand on QPR. So if we beat them and then win that game in hand, that will certainly jump us up the table somewhat. So that's this Friday, in a couple of days. Next Friday, Premier League Cup, second game. We 7 o'clock kickoff because it is going to be held in the stadium. I believe it's going to be held Swansea's training ground stadium, which is just up the road from their actual stadium, which whatever that's called now, I don't know what it's called, but it's literally just up. It's on the same road. You just go to the north. So yeah, that's next Friday. So, moving on to this. Remembrance Day at the Den. Obviously today is Remembrance Day. Today is the 11th of the 11th. But obviously there was a ceremony before the Preston game. And here we go. We've got some pictures from that. Put up today, obviously, because it is the 11th of the 11th. So Millwall Football Club's annual Remembrance Day fixture took place on Saturday as the Lions welcomed Preston North End to the Den in the Sky Bet Championship. Take a look at a gallery from the day below as the Lions were joined by service personnel, with a selection leading the players out onto the pitch with onto the pitch with Reeves before the last post was played and a minute's silence was observed. Don't forget that the poppy shirts worn by the squad last weekend are up for auction. Yeah, I told you about that yesterday, didn't I? Do you remember? So there you go. The corner flags, we had the poppies on. And this was outside by the Leo Callahan bench. plaque. I don't know if this is a new plaque, but see, Millwall Football Club, to the memory of those players of this club who laid down their lives in the Great War, 1914 to 1918. Only 4 of them. Dines, Green, Porter, and Williams. Interesting. I thought there was a lot more than that, because, or was it the fans? I think they actually, in the First World War, you had whole groups of, communities and friends just joining together, and then they said, oh, you can stay together. Well, yeah, they stayed together. They went to the war together, and hardly any of them came back. And there are these harrowing pictures, because they took pictures like before and after. So they took pictures after they enlisted. You can see like from the distance, like kind of like a school group photo. When they did photos outside for your school and the benches and all that, the whole school was there. So they did that, and then they did one after the war, and there was like, in the first one, the original one, there's like 150 people, and in the second one there was about 30. So I mean, devastating, absolutely devastating. So there you go. Now we've got a couple of post-match comments. Yep, it's Tuesday and we're still getting post-match comments. Trying to stretch it out, imagine, because good lord, it's another international break. And do remember, next year they're going to start doing it where they don't. I think they don't have the international break in November, but the one in October is an extra week long. So that international break is going to be torturous. Absolutely torturous. And I would ask Millwall Football Club, if possible, can you organise next year, when they have this 3-week international break, to have an under-21 game on Saturday, 3 p.m. Please do that. So yeah, some post-match comments still. We've got this one and then one more. This is from southwarknews.co.uk. I've no complaints. Millwall boss and how Max Crocombe has adjusted to the Championship. Alex Neil has no complaints with how Max Crocombe has performed in his first season in the Championship. Well, first quarter of the season, he hasn't. It's not first full season yet. The 32-year-old goalkeeper signed for the Lions as a free agent in the summer, continuing a rapid rise through the divisions. Just 4 seasons ago, Crocombe was plying his trade in the National League before climbing to League 2 and League 1 in successive years. He remained in the third tier with Burton Albion for 2 seasons, winning their Player of the Season award in 23-24 before moving to SE16. The Kiwi international initially backed up Stephen Bender, but after the German goalkeeper sustained a groin injury, has started Mill's past 6 league games, keeping 2 clean sheets and making 19 saves. After the Lions 1-1 draw at Preston North End on Saturday, News at 10 asked Neil how he thinks Crocombe has adjusted to the league. I think he's done well. Obviously, we want to limit how active Max is. We want to make sure his kicking's good and different things like that, and his talking's good. I think he had a good game. I had a little scared in the first half where he takes a little bit too long on the ball, and the lad shuts him down. He made a good save. Probably a little bit fortunate that ends up going out the other side off the goal from there. Over that piece, I've no complaints. I think Max has done well. And then, talking about Caleb Taylor's first start. Again from southernnews.co.uk. Alex Neil gives assessment of Millwall defenders' first Championship start. Alex Neil thought Caleb Taylor's first Championship start went well, but called on the centre-back to be a bit more dominant in the second half. Yeah, I think he kind of got, was it out-muscled or... He got probably more than he bargained for with Michael Smith, I think. I think they targeted him, really. Plus, they were going down that side because Crammer, of course, was bombing forward. So they said, well, let's counter down that side. And so he had a lot of work to do. The 22-year-old signed for the Lions in the final days of the summer transfer window after Jafet Tanganga completed a move to Sheffield United. Taylor started against Crystal Palace in the EFL Cup, was restricted to 3 substitute appearances in the league, with Neil explaining he preferred to partner the mobile Tristan Crammer with Jake Cooper, while Ryan Leonard started at right back. Is Caleb Taylor not mobile enough then? I don't know. With Leonard out injured, Neil opted to shift Crammer over against the Lily Whites, starting Taylor alongside Cooper. The Lions head coach gave his assessment of his performance after the game. I still think in the second half, it could be a bit more dominant. But I thought in the main he did well, first start at the championship level, so it's always difficult. Preston are a really physical team and they get up against you. If you don't compete against them, you're going to lose. It really is as simple as that. And they've lost players as well. Osmajic was missing, which I was pleased with because he's rapid. He can score a goal and he can run away from people. Really pleased with that. Jefferson was missing as well. So another 6-foot striker that they've got, and they've got their own challenges. And I thought in the main, Calibre played himself well. Yes, obviously Preston are at the top of the table. So I think they're above us, aren't they? But we didn't get the full Preston. So that was a weakened Preston. So obviously, what I mean by that, he's going to have tougher times ahead if he's playing against other teams. Certainly Portsmouth away is going to be tough, I would imagine. And then Southampton at home, so we'll see if he's still involved in that. Or maybe, Danny McNamara might be back. Would they rather put Danny Mac in at right back and put Crammer back in the middle? I don't know, but we'll see. Maybe against Sheffield Wednesday, because obviously when we do come back, we've got a 3-game week. We've got Portsmouth Saturday, Sheffield Wednesday on a Wednesday, and then Southampton on Saturday. So maybe against Sheffield Wednesday, because they really are a League One team in all but name. So you would imagine that might be a target for Danny Mac to come back and play some kind of role. Maybe he could start and play 45 minutes, I don't know, something like that. But there you go. Hopefully, touch wood, hopefully he doesn't get any setbacks from the under-21 games that he's playing in. Now, we're going to finish by talking about 3 jobs that Millwall are advertising for. And those jobs are right back, striker, and defender. No, I'm joking. It's behind the scenes, of course. And here we go, millfc.co.uk, club's official website. Lions hiring a data insights coordinator. Okay. Yes, the role holder will be a detail-driven and an analytical data insights executive to support the marketing department in delivering high-quality, data-driven campaigns. Reporting directly to the CRM manager, you will be responsible for gathering insights, managing data processes, and assisting with the creation and delivery of targeted email campaigns to supporters. Oh joy, more emails from the club. I think I'm getting something like 2 a day at the moment. So yeah, that's fun. Gonna get some more emails from the club with my name in it and guilt tripping me about I'm not going to this game or that game. That's great. So let's take a look, shall we? £24,000 per annum. Based at the Den, with some flexible working, as in I'm working from home. 35 hours per week plus home match days when required. For a data insights coordinator. Why do they need you at the match days? That's what we've just read. And then the key responsibilities. Support the CRM manager in delivering the club's CRM strategy. Assist with planning, building and scheduling supporter email campaigns. Ensure accuracy and integrity of customer data across all systems. Deliver regular reporting on campaign performance. Analyze data to identify trends, insights, and opportunities for improved communication. Work closely with the ticketing, commercial, and retail teams to provide data-driven support. Conduct regular surveys to obtain supportive feedback, enhance fan engagement, and improve the matchday experience. Share survey results with relevant departments and send follow-up communications when required. Support the development of personalised and automated supporter journeys. Receiving and answering queries about data insight handling and single sign-on, whatever that is. Implement new data feeds to grow the overall database. Liaison with our CRM provider to make best use of the platform's capabilities and stay up to date with CRM and data marketing best practices. Strong analytical skills and confidence working with data sets, attention to detail, excellent organisational and time management skills, eye for opportunities and improvement, eagerness to learn and develop within a fast-paced environment, commercially driven, a passion for sport and fan engagement. So, doesn't say you need to be able to use a computer, driving licence, any of that old shit. So, that's interesting. Personal skills. You have a can-do attitude and understand the power of data. Enjoy liaising across all departments and engaging them on the CRM capabilities and opportunities. Passionate about supporter behaviour and understand the commercial benefit and value to be gained for increasing the relevancy of communications. Outstanding organisational and time management skills and the ability to manage your own workload. Ability to work under pressure. And deliver to tight deadlines. A team player. Team CRM. So if you're interested in that, you know someone who is, for 25k per annum. Closing date for applications is Friday the 21st of November 2025. Basically, next Friday? Friday week. We have job number 2. Job number 2. If you're looking for a job, job number 2. Millwall are seeking a junior graphic designer. A junior graphic designer. Yes, the successful candidate should be confident, creative, innovative, enthusiastic and motivated, as well as having a desire to progress individually and as part of a forward-thinking department. Let's have a look at the job description with this one then. Here we go. Again, 24k pounds per annum. 35 hours per week and home match days when required. The job is based at the Den. I thought they got rid of the offices at the Den. Where are these guys going to be working? They're going to be working in the stands? In the press box? In the press area, yeah? A great opportunity for a junior graphic designer to develop and learn at a leading London Championship football club and play a vital role in supporting the marketing department. So a successful candidate should be confident, creative. Yeah, we know all that. Just read that. The role includes, but is not limited to, the creation of visual marketing materials for all areas of the business across different print, digital and social platforms. So the graphics that you see, they put them online, that kind of thing. Helping to ensure digital and print marketing material is of the highest standard and constantly up to date. So the pitch side LED is the big screen. So obviously you've got advertisers, they advertise with you. They send you, I assume they send you the material and you have to put it in the right format and all that, and then put it in the right thing for the system to display on the big screen or to display on the pitch side LED screens. Maintaining strong working relationship with the club's suppliers and printers for marketing campaigns, new merchandise selection and promotional materials. Ensuring all internal and third-party communications are in line with brand guidelines from both visual and tone aspects. So yeah, you may have seen, obviously, every season they kind of have a little tweak and they have a kind of a style that they do for the whole season, probably using a specific font, specific colours. You can see here, this header, that's part of it, and you'll see when they put up the team sheets, it'll be a certain way with a certain thing, and it has to have things in like Sky Bet Championship. It has to mention certain things, but yeah, and we have the sponsors on. You need to have the sponsors at the bottom because obviously they're sponsoring that. So, where are we? Design content to support the club's CRM activity to increase revenue and long-term business growth. So that's designing stuff for the emails that they're going to be sending out. General administrative tasks in support of marketing and media colleagues. So basically doing other stuff when you get asked to do other stuff. Essential requirements, and this is a bit more keyed in. You need to have experience of Adobe Creative Cloud. They're still using that. Don't they charge a fortune now? Adobe, they are kind of jacked up their prices now. They're trying to, close the stable door after the horse is bolted with all this AI stuff. So, why would you use Photoshop? You can get AI to do it. Efficiency, creating graphics and animated content for a variety of digital and social media formats, as well as for print materials. Ability to adhere to and champion brand guidelines across all content production. Thoroughly organised and able to prioritise and report on the progress of multiple ongoing projects. Capable of bringing creative briefs to life, both independently and as part of a team. A keen interest in the latest graphic design trends and best practice. Experience in data management and CRM is desired, but not essential. And then desired qualifications are being creative. Are you a creative person? Confidence to come up with and share new ideas. And then, having the, what would you call, the maturity to not react if they get denied and, overcome, if they're overlooked. And you keep coming up with ideas, even though they say, no, I don't think so. Have you got anything else? He's like, well, not at the moment, but I might come up with something later. Trustworthy, conscientious and reliable, ambitious, enthusiastic, energetic and driven, proactive approach with the ability to handle multiple projects and responsibilities, able to work under pressure to deadlines both individually and as part of a team, a polite and professional manner, exemplary organisational skills, a commitment to self-improvement and desire to enhance the department's operations. Closing date for this is again Friday the 21st of November. If you want, you need to fill in an application form. So there you go. If you know someone, share it with them. And now, last but not least, job number 3. Millwall hiring a Matchday steward supervisor. Yes, is this to replace Lurch? I don't know. I heard a rumour that he had been given the old tin tack, but then he's been seen around. So maybe he's leaving. Maybe he handed his notice in. I don't know. But they are hiring a steward supervisor. You will have responsibilities for a team of stewards in your specific area of work. You will be the go-to person for stewards for any safety, security, medical and customer care requests that may occur within your stand area of work. For full job description, let's have a look below. So yeah, if you didn't know, the way they do it, I think this is how it works. I'm not too sure. Millwall hire a stewarding team of their own, and then they use a company for, the what would you call it? The foot soldiers of the stewarding world. You see a lot of them. They're mostly foreigners, really. Students. They haven't got a clue. They just want to turn up, stand around, get paid and then go home. They don't really want to get involved in anything. It's not really what they want to do. They're kind of like, so you see these people's, the people at this is a bit more involved, but at Tesco and at Greggs, they have these security now who don't do anything when the shoplifters come. And they've been described as like urban scarecrows. They just stand there in a fluorescent, tabard to try and scare away the shoplifters. But, when the shoplifters come in and shoplift so brazenly in front of that guy and he can't do nothing, they don't do anything, then the spell has been broken. Doesn't matter. So that's what most of the stewards are at the club. They come from agencies and they turn up about an hour before. They have a little briefing, do this, do that, don't do this, don't do that. And then, they get paid minimum wage. But this one here, being employed by Millwall. So this is a chief steward. No, this is a matchday steward supervisor. And you're responsible for the chief steward and deputy safety officer. And you get £17 per hour. £17 per hour. Obviously, there's not a lot of hours, really. I mean, I think you have to be there, obviously, when the gates open, I think. And then, so you have to you have to explain things to the stewards that come from the agency. And then you have to manage them, tell them to do this, go here, do this. And then you have to, obviously, interact with fans, which can be challenging. In some ways, and so based obviously at the Den, John Burrison Way. Home games and other events at the stadium and across our other sites. Yeah, they sometimes have a few people at the under-21 games, or things like that. As a steward supervisor for Millwall Football Club, you will have responsibilities for a team of stewards and your specific area of work. You will be the go-to person. Oh, we've just read that. Key responsibilities. The role includes, but is not limited to, attend management briefings delivered by the safety officer, deputy safety officer, prior to briefing all other staff. So great. So like I said, they tell you, and then you have to tell the others. Ensure that the Den Stadium is a safe and comfortable environment for all spectators and staff. Act as the point of contact for their allocated event support team and ensure there is effective communication between the control room and the event safety team. Ensure that entrances, exits and gangways are kept clear. Yes, and the stairs as well. Blue, can you get off the stairs and get in your seat? To monitor searching of spectators on entrance to the stadium in order to prevent prohibited items under the Ground Regulations Act being brought into the stadium and ensure event support stewards within their team are undertaking effective searching. So these are the ones that I told you about, events. So they call them event support stewards. These are the foreigners, the students who get paid minimum wage. To ensure that all stewards under the supervision are providing a positive and friendly welcome to all spectators. Manage the ejection from the stadium of any spectator deemed to contravene the ground regulations. Millwall FC Code of Conduct. Oh, you have a code of conduct. Can we see it? Is it secret? Or can we see it? Is it on the website? Maybe I'll show it to you if I can find it. Or Acts of Parliament, such as the Safety of Sports Grounds Act 1975. To ensure that any ejection or refusal into the stadium is recorded properly and signed off by the Assistant Chief Steward. So it sounds like you've got to wear a body cam. If necessary, to use minimal but reasonable force to safely restrain a spectator during the ejection or refusal process. To prevent pitch incursion, and if a pitch incursion has occurred, then to assist in the ejection of that person and the handover to the Metropolitan Police for detainment. In an emergency, to assist in the evacuation of members of the public. As a supervisor, to attend any additional meetings such as the annual tabletop exercise or end of season debrief. What is the annual tabletop exercise? That's interesting. That is interesting. What is that? To give a detailed briefing and clear instructions to the stand steward and team. Manage your area's related issues, incidents, problems or queries in the first instance. Set and maintain high standards of customer service, especially your team's performance, appearance and behaviour. Be responsible for the smooth operation of your stand area of work. So it sounds like they have one supervisor per stand, or maybe area of work. So probably there's one outside as well. I would imagine that's what that means. Or maybe there's one in the exec, which obviously isn't a stand, it's just within a stand. Maintaining all elements of public and staff health and safety when working on site to ensure that the relevant post-match event supervisors' reports are made post-match. So you've got paperwork to do. How delightful. Respond accordingly to any emergencies and incidents, including fire intruder alarms, and assisting in evacuation of the building if and where necessarily. Yes, Mr. Den. Mr. Den is in the kitchen in the exec lounge. Fucking hell, quick, get down. Mr. Den has left the building. Did you hear that the other day? It wasn't Preston game. What game was it? Stoke game. They did it. Mr. Den is in the Doherty's number 11 bar. And I think that's the one where I said they've got like an open cooking thing. As they've got the fucking sprinkler systems and the fucking fire alarms and all that shit. And they've got about 12, because obviously you've got an open kitchen. If things go wrong, you need a proper fucking fire thing. So it sounds like it's someone burns something and the fucking thing goes off. So that's a joy. Provide necessary support and assistance to the stadium safety officer and the full stewarding team. Essential requirements. So, qualified with a level 3 certificate in spectator safety supervisor or currently working towards this qualification. So what, is that an MVQ? How much do you think it costs to get that? Is it one of those day ones where you can do it in a day? And it costs you like 125 quid, something like that? Well, it's level 3 though. Do you have to do level 1s and 2 first? Oof. Previous experience supervising, stewarding or event support teams. So but they basically want someone who's done that kind of work before. Previous experience dealing with customer service inquiries and issues such as ticketing, catering, general assistance at a stadium or venue. Personal skills. Ideal candidates will be fit, active, and have a hunchback, and have the character and temperament to carry out the duties of matchday steward supervisor. You will be smart appearance and you'll be able to work independently, showing initiative and taking responsibility. Excellent communication skills, experience working in a public event environment necessary, ability to work unsupervised and unassisted, ability to manage time well and meet deadlines, show good attention to detail, work well under pressure, demonstrate experience at a supervisory level, have strong leadership ability with experience in supervising steward teams. Be calm and confident in diffusing situations that may arise or dealing with a potential conflict. Now then, calm down. Be confident in speaking with customers. Be calm under pressure and able to make important, rational decisions unaided. Have strong organisational skills. Being proactive in your approach. Must have good command of English language. Not the English language, but English language. Have excellent written and verbal communication skills. Hold a first aid qualification. Is that essential? No, it's personal skills. It's not really. You would imagine that probably should be an essential, no? Hold a first aid qualification. Does first aid badge from the Boy Scouts count? To be able to work well and lead a team. Now this one is going to take a while because they've got the closing day for applications is Friday the 5th of December. So you've got an extra week, a couple of weeks to get that one. So yeah, I mean, Do you know anyone who wants to do this job? Here's the thing. If you're a steward, or even like a supervisor, like this level, you think, oh, okay, I get to watch the games. No, you don't. You don't get to watch the games. You don't get to watch the games. You don't. That's the last thing you're going to be doing, is watching the games. Even if you're like a normal steward, you might watch some of the game, but you're not really going to be watching much of the game. If you want a job at Millwall where you watch the game, get a job in the ticket office, because they have the game on the screen, and obviously the ticket office is not really open, but it's kind of. But when the game starts, most of the people got their tickets, they're already in the ground, and then you have to stay there because the ticket office opens after the game. So there you go. That's the perfect job to watch the games, really. But yeah, there you go. 3 jobs. Job 1, job 2, job 3. And on that note, thank you for watching, and goodbye.